MSPs, or how do you suggest that they understand existing capacity outside of BAU? So they've got this team of professionals. How do they assess how much wiggle room there is in their day-to-day currently if they're to take on an additional project? Like how do they work that into the pricing? If you have to employ more people, there's lag on that, there's upskilling in that, there's onboarding. How does all of that factor into the decision, do I take this on or not?
Yeah, it's a really complicated question because there's so many variables around it as well. So typically people working in the service area, they're going to be more reactive. So we can use lagging indicators of how many tickets and the utilization of the team and what they are working on, all those types of things. But you might just have one week where Microsoft decided to update something and now everything's broken because you've built custom web parts on SharePoint, for instance. It can happen that can impact our capability to deliver. And if it's a high priority incident, for instance, that's usually going to take precedence over your projects. But what we can do is look at what the utilization is across the team, and we might be looking at what the professional services utilization versus the managed service utilization is across these people. And we can at least start creating some idea of what a benchmark is around. So for 40% of the week, this person works on professional services. Now we know we have this many hours approximately that they can do it, and we can try and work around it and schedule it in. I think scheduling is a really important part with this as well. Scheduling in the time and then trying to hold as strong as possible to, this is the time we've scheduled, and talking with your clients around this. This is the time that we're going to go. This is what your responsibilities and expectations are. Something I've been getting people to do is put in what level of access and requirements do they need in advance so that it doesn't come to day one of the project and they go, oh, we need all of our admin accounts set up and blah, blah, blah. And now your project's been pushed across 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So using your existing data, but also scheduling things in advance. So not just the case of, well, you're signed off, we'll start tomorrow. It's putting in lead times and other things like that. But the more and more you're sharing between your managed service and your professional services part of the business, the more there is going to be that balancing act that you constantly need to do and shifting around calendars and those types of things. They're still going to happen. And a lot of businesses, they're not at the size where it makes sense to have dedicated project team and a dedicated service team. But that's something that you might start hitting when you get to 30 people, or you're starting to set them up as completely different parts of the business because it makes sense to do so.